Bioluminescence. So Nikki's been down here for the last few weeks, and we've been on adventures and just enjoying our time.
Yeah. So I came down to Puerto Escondido almost a month ago, and we've done some adventuring. We went horseback riding to some hot springs, and we went through we saw so many mariposas, which means butterfly. I'm in Spanish lessons right now.
We passed a river, went through a river
12 times.
12 times. Sorry.
Yeah. On horseback.
That was fun. Yeah, definitely recommend that. Hot springs nearby.
Solid frog that had boiled in the hot springs.
Yeah, we saw an armadillo.
Oh yeah, we did see an armadillo in the wild in Mexico. That was interesting. That's cool. I mean, the cool thing about the horses is they're just so, they're a really wise being, I feel like.
Yeah.
You know, they know what they're doing.
They totally know.
We're in a river that's all muddy. I'm they don't even have fingers. They're just and you're just 100% sure that they're going to get you across this river that you're crossing. And, you know.
Yeah. Well, they've done it so many times. They know exactly the way. They know which rocks to avoid. They're very smart.
They are very smart. And it's crazy that they don't act up, and they're just super dependable.
Except was it your horse? No.
Yeah, mine was a biter. He bit the other horses.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Didn't bite me.
Right. Yeah. I was trying to pass. Didn't work.
He's like, no, that's not happening. We're staying in line.
We have a hierarchy, and that's it.
And that's how it goes. Yeah.
That was cool. That was our first adventure.
Yeah. Then we went, this was cool. We went and, we went to go release little baby turtles. So you pay $5 or something, and they give you a little baby turtle that had was it hatched that day? It was
hatched within the last few days, but probably
within a few days. Yeah. And they put it in a coconut. You're not supposed to touch it with the oils on your hands. And then, you put it on the beach and you watch it go into the ocean. And there was one little baby turtle that got grabbed by a crab and stuck into a hole on the beach. And one of the volunteers, who's one of the regular guys, ran out there, jumped in that hole, and started digging. And the poor kid whose turtle was was terror. But he, took the crab, punched the crab, got the turtle back. The turtle was fine. Just walked on back into the ocean. So I was like, oh, did he save the turtle? He did.
There's a lot of conservation work here on the turtles.
The turtles are not extinct, but endangered.
They're endangered. A lot of them are. Yeah, they're definitely on the endangered list.
I'm not sure if they're loggerheads per se, but they're some sort of sea turtle. I don't know what the name is.
Well, the one that's the largest one is here. I think that's the loggerhead.
That is a loggerhead.
Yeah, that's one. There's a couple of different variations, or variety. I don't know. There's a species, I guess. There's a bunch of different kinds. But yeah, that one. I think the one that we released was not a loggerhead.
No. But we still plan on doing some turtle stuff sometime in the next couple of weeks.
Because they're hatching.
They're laying eggs right now. It's a thing that's happening. It's that time of year. So then
adventure number 3.
We went to do dolphin watching.
That was the biggest adventure.
It was amazing.
Because
we both have a feeling that dolphins are aliens of the sea, or people of the sea, and they're calling us.
Aliens are that was another reason why I wanted to come to the shore. I was like, okay, we want to see UFOs, I want to see dolphins. That's what I want to do. I want to do water grid work. That's why I'm here.
Yeah. Oh, we'll totally get into the grid work with the water in a minute.
Yes.
But
the dolphins.
So first we saw some big turtles. We saw some loggerheads or some giant turtles in the middle.
They come up around 10, 11 a.m. because that's what our guide said, that the weather starts getting warm, the sun comes out, so they come up to the surface, and there were a lot of them popping their head up.
Yeah, and they're breathing, and this is in the middle of the open ocean. Oh, but the bioluminescence.
Exactly.
Oh, that was so crazy. One of the first cool things we saw, they stopped, and I don't know if it was this weird jellyfish that was making that bioluminescence.
No, I don't think so. That was not the impression I got from the guide.
Put your hand like this.
Bloop. Hello, little jellyfishy.
Esta especie que tiene este ojito negro no es peligrosa. La que sí te pica es la que parece un honguito, que tiene como telarañas. Es así tantito, te roza y ya.
Voy a ver qué hago, de todos modos, gracias.
Look at his little eyeball.
Órale. Ya está, capitán.
Is he still alive? Can I put him back in the ocean?
Ya.
Órale, ya está. Hey, capi, gracias.
It's a bioluminescence. It's a plankton.
Okay, well, but there were some big specks.
They're very big specks.
Big specks.
Of blue.
Of blue. And like, so you're in the middle of the ocean, you're looking around, and you look down, and it's like, it was like a mirror almost of like the night sky, of like stars at night. Like you could see
like planets.
Like like a whole, I was looking at a whole other kind of universe,
yes,
the whole other kind of
cool.
It
was
cosmos.
all the way down there. It's in a current that comes from a river that empties out into the ocean, and that's the current where it finally like meets the ocean, and that the mixture is where that.
But it was so bright that we were seeing it during the day.
Yeah.
But it was when you looked into the water, into the shady part of the boat, into the water, you could see the bioluminescence. It was crazy.
Very cool.
I had never even heard of that was a thing. I took some video of it.
It came out.
It came out, but I think in person, the glare of the light on the water was less.
Yeah.
And I felt like you could see it like 10 times better in person.
It was definitely better in person, but it came out. I was impressed, actually. I didn't think it was going to come out at all.
Yeah, you at least get the gist of what it was. And then, so then like, I was like, yeah, this is cool. It's cool. Everything's cool. But it was getting toward, it was the tour was supposed to be 7 to 10. That was how long it was supposed to be. And it was like hitting like 9 o'clock and we still hadn't seen dolphins. So we were just like making our way everywhere.
He was getting some phone calls. He's like,
we're going to try to find them here.
5 dolphins up on the coast. We can always go see them. I know where they are, but let's go look for other ones. So we go out farther. And then we saw the, what is it called? Fish? Marlin. That was
we saw marlin
cool.
jump out of the water.
It was just like flailing about.
I felt like, what was its deal? Like, was it getting caught?
That's what I was wondering. But there was no fish. There was that other boat around?
That other boat was around. I didn't know if they were fishing it or not.
They probably would have fished it if it was legal at this time, because it's a huge sport fish.
But I don't understand why else it would have jumped out of the water like that for us. Like we saw its sword mouth and it's like full dorsal, or it's full fin and everything. It's like, it's as big as a shark or as big as a dolphin.
Yeah,
it's like huge.
I've only seen them
stuffed on a wall. Yeah, me too. That's the only time I've ever seen. Obviously, I haven't done that much ocean stuff, but like, I've never seen one in the wild in the ocean.
Yeah, that was cool. So we keep making our way. We keep going. It's getting later. My sister-in-law is not feeling well. She's getting seasick. I'm like, well, I guess if we see it. I was calling them out there doing my grid work.
Oh, me too. I was like doing my same stuff I do when I'm like trying to look for a UFO. Like I say, like, please come. We're not going to hurt you. Like, hello, thank you so much. I would really love to meet you. I want to talk to you. Like, I'm doing all this like head work in my head.
Like all of us were.
And trying to like really like radiate like a feeling of love from my heart, so that like I can kind of like get like in tune with them. And then sure enough, like we ran into a family of like, what, 20 or something?
Yeah, they were like 20, like a pod.
20.
They were small though.
They were little dolphins.
Like maybe the biggest one was probably like this size.
They were super cute. They were the size of like maybe a German Shepherd or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but still very adorable.
Very cool.
Very
adorable. They were baby ones there.
There were big ones. And so
we got in.
Her son Sabino, he was like, can we get in? And I was like, and the guys were like, we don't recommend it. They don't really come around. I was like, no. And then I was like, can we get? No, I'm with the kid. I want to get in. I want to get in. So we put our. They're like, all right, fine, go for it. So we got in, had a mask on, and I put on my mask on, and you could see there was like 8 of them swirling around our boat underneath.
That's so cool. By the time I got the courage to go in, they were gone. Well, they
weren't gone, but they weren't that close to us anymore.
I couldn't see them with the mask on.
Like they didn't. I never got to touch. I did actually get to touch one off the side.
Oh.
But of the screw nose ones, not of that.
Okay.
Like one when I was in the boat, like it came like that close to where I got like to touch its skin, but like barely. And that one, I don't even know if it was intentional. That
there were just so many.
That was another story. but the ones that we swam with, I didn't get to touch those. But I did get to see them pretty up close. Like they came not too far from me and
right. And the guy said, he's like, well,
they're kind of scared.
Shy. And so it was noticeable that they kind of.
And he also told us that they would basically go away if we got in, but they didn't.
They didn't completely go away, but they weren't as close as they were before we got in. But anyway, they were still there and we got to see them and they were having a lot of fun and they were beautiful.
And for us, we thought like, oh, well, that was it. That was great. And I was happy.
It filled my heart so much. Like it brought me to tears actually. After that experience, I felt really at peace and just grateful. And I was so happy to have seen them. And I just felt completely fulfilled. But then the captain got a phone call.
Yeah. And, so he's like, and by the way, this is almost 10 o'clock. Like we should have been done now.
Yeah.
And
we were on our way back at that point.
Yeah. And he was like, okay, we got to do something real quick before.
He was super excited, the captain and his buddy. And he was like, yeah, we got a surprise for you. This is going to be awesome. It's going to be a grand finale. We got to go.
Yeah.
So we take off.
Yeah, whatever. Okay. Another dolphin or whatever. I don't know what I was thinking.
It was amazing.
There was over 300 screw-nosed dolphins is what they call them.
And they were doing like flips.
They do tricks and flips. And it was just like this, like we were in this, it was so magical. I was like, what's happening? It was crazy.
Here? The water was just like bubbling with them.
And I don't think that was that common. Like the guys were like impressed. The captains were impressed.
Yeah, he's like, you don't always see this. They're around, but you don't always see this.
Yeah. Not to this amount. And
when we got back, there were other people that also had different tours and they did not see them. We got lucky.
And that was just, we were with them for 20 minutes. They were just everywhere. And I felt like they were doing a show for us. I got to see so many amazing flips and twists. Maybe they just do that all the time for no reason. I don't know.
Right.
But they were definitely showing off. And I did stick my hand in the water at that point and felt one. But I actually there were so many of them, I was scared to jump in.
I was thinking the same thing.
I was like, they'll eat us alive. Yeah.
Yeah. And there was another fishing boat, but apparently they don't fish for them, thankfully. I don't know, maybe they were just doing something else. But that was amazing. It was totally blew me away.
Yeah. I think we were like,
yeah, all
okay.
Of us, we were just amazed.
And even the captain was like, wow, you guys are lucky. Like,
yeah, the captain was really excited too. Everybody, by the way, I recommend Robert does the tour. So shout out to Robert and his crew for bringing us. He contracted these guys and they were great. Definitely book with them.
Do that. It's worth it. It's totally worth it. So yeah, that was our dolphin experience.
That has been my highlight ever since. That was my birthday gift for myself. And
been to Porto.
Yes, I've been waiting for that. That was absolutely like, I can't even get over it. Like I keep thinking, oh, the dolphins. I want to go back and see the dolphins. I want to see the dolphins. Anyway, I'll do it again for sure.
They were super special.
Very magical.
And then we went on the new moon, we went to a bioluminescence tour, which she had already done one that was a little bit closer. So we went to kind of a further away one that was supposed to be better, even though they didn't even take us to the really amazing part. But even still, like what they did take us to was, and that would not come out in camera. I tried my hardest, like to film, because you could literally pick up water like this and drop it, and it was like I had glitter hands. It was insane. And it was just tiny little bits of light. So like you're moving your hand, you're moving all around like this, and everywhere that you move is like, whoa.
Yeah, it fills you up. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was
and
awesome.
That one's white.
Yeah, the light was white. Apparently there's 3 different kinds of bioluminescence. There's a green one, a blue one, and a white one. And it depends on
the time of year. So what happens is this is a large lagoon that during rainy season, it usually opens up and has the ocean water come in, and the ocean water is what fills up the lagoon, and all these fish and plankton come into the lagoon. But they usually, if it doesn't open up naturally, then they actually open it up so that it enters in, and the bioluminescence that comes in from the ocean is blue, but it doesn't stick around long. So it's only the first couple of days when the ocean water comes in. Apparently, maybe they close it again manually. I'm not really sure. I didn't fully get that part, but anyway, it closes up, and then the lake is there, the lagoon, and then most of the time it's white. I don't know when it's green, but it's blue for just like a couple of days, a couple of nights a year.
It only happens certain places in the world or certain times
If
like,
you
for
go to the
people-
ocean side, though, you can see the blue bioluminescence.
Yeah. But if you have the means, I highly recommend doing some bioluminescencing at some
Wherever
point in
you
your
are.
life, wherever
Yeah.
you are, because it's just like it's the closest thing to like magic
tripping.
or sober tripping
Sober
that you
tripping.
can totally get. It's just like I couldn't get over it. Like I had to be asked to get out of the water.
Yeah.
I was like the
You were
last
in there.
one in. Like I was just like, me and her son were just like, whoa, look
Swimming.
what happens when you blow on it.
Yeah. Blowing on it
like,
was pretty cool.
that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like just, I mean, I was always sure. I'd be like, okay, watch, I'm gonna do the butterfly. Like
It goes up your arms and your body, and then it just stays like a little twinkle and then fades away.
And I was singing, like I felt like I was, what was I singing? I was like, the stars at night are big and bright.
She's tuning out to Texas.
As I'm clapping, and the water's going,
And the water.
sparkling, and then I felt like I'd be like, whoosh, whoosh.
Yeah, it's like the force be with you. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and as you're doing that, you're like, whoa, look at my fingers, they're all lighting up, and like you can push light away. You feel like you've got a superpower. It's amazing.
It is amazing.
It's super amazing. So that was cool, and that was where we did see another UFO with that. But
yeah, and the Milky Way was pretty nice.
I could do that. I would so want to do that during the rain, because like
it started to rain a little bit.
It did
was
start.
drizzling, and you could see it landing on
every time a droplet hits the water with it, it's just
so cool.
It's like
Just
lights
ding,
up.
ding,
Light,
ding.
light.
And the last thing we've been doing is grid work, which has been ongoing.
Yeah, the grid work has been every time. Well, not every
Nikki
time.
brought
but
down
we're
a
trying to
bunch
do-
of crystals that she got while she was in Arkansas.
These are like the crystals that I love them, but they're not pretty. Like they're like the stuff that's like I couldn't really do anything but maybe make organite with or something.
They're just like little pebbles more than anything else,
Yeah.
but in crystal form.
And so what we've been doing is putting intentions into them and then giving them to the water, to the ocean, and like hoping that that's for the world or for the earth or whatever. Yeah.
So I like to put light, love, protection, healing into the crystals. Then I do like, I say, this is like for the planet. And I think of the ocean as her bloodstream. And these are like white blood, what do you call those things? Blood cells or something that fight off things. And so like, I feel like this is like, I don't know, it's like vitamins for the planet and for everybody else on it. And then like I say, like, may we be able to receive well, see what we can't see, speak our truths, feel with our hearts, digest well, create, and be embodied. And then I give light, love, protection, healing, and maybe be happy, healthy, and at peace. And then like I do that, and I give each crystal that intention, and I have that intention for the planet because the water touches everything in the planet, and crystal amplifies things. So I feel like water has a crystalline structure, so it's like a good way to really spread love. I'm like energy grid work of the earth. So what about you?
Yeah, I have the same idea about how crystals amplify the earth, and my idea is to raise consciousness in everyone that this somehow touches, because the waves of this, the intention that I put into it will vibrate out into the world, into the ocean, and it can go a lot farther than we think. And these crystals are connected to each other, so all the beaches that I've been leaving them at are all connected. But the idea that I put into it is also, please forgive us, thank you, we love you, and I don't remember the other thing. I can't remember. Anyway, but it's please forgive us, thank you, we love you. And also just, again, to raise consciousness, and each one is an intention of gratitude, of peace. And I just see it lighting up the shore and people here also. And it's a giving and a receiving also. So that's what I do as I bring it into the ocean or throw it in. This time I'm going to go in with them.
Or drop it in the middle.
Drop it in the middle. That's right, wherever we are. And they're all connected to one another, so they just light up. Bam, bam, bam. All this consciousness, all this love. Hey, it's an intention.
Yep.
That's all we can do.
That's good.
That's it.
Cool.
Those things too, but also I'd like to, another intention is to raise consciousness so that when a person, when it comes, that this is amplified out, and that the intention is that our raising of the consciousness as individuals and collective at our own readiness, our own, in alignment with our higher selves, so that when a person receives that energy that was put in and amplified by earth and all, by the water rather, that they receive that there's an awakening to whatever. And also for the healing of water herself or himself or itself, the healing of water, and also the cycle of water, that as it goes up and goes into the sky and then another form and comes back down, that this is just spreading out. All of these intentions are continuing to heal at a global level. So that's some of the grid work we're doing. And we've been putting it in different locations. So it's either on the beach, if we go to the beach.
In the open ocean.
Yeah, in the open ocean.
We did some at the Bioluminescence lagoon.
That's right. So wherever we are.
There's like, 9 different beaches here?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Or 7.
There's 7 beaches. We haven't been to all of them. Some of them are still closed. But anyway.
Yeah,
but
we've been to a lot of them.
We've been putting it in. Yeah, that's the idea.
So I mean, like I brought a jar of them. We're going to try to finish all of them out.
And this isn't related, but Nikki also is into the iron filings. So we've been collecting iron filings from the beach because
there's a ton of them, which Danielle has a theory about. That's why there's tons of iron filings. An unusual amount here.
So you could just take magnets and there would be tons of iron filings stuck to the magnet. And my thought is that,
should I go get mine and show them?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Is that maybe it helps somehow to have the turtles find their way back to the beaches? Is it because it has something to do with their magnetic GPS system, and that there's something in that that's receiving that, and that they're able to find their way back to this beach because of some magnetic pull? I don't know, just a thought I had. Have no idea if that's scientifically proven or not, but something to think about.
So this is like, these are just some
looks
of
like black sand.
Okay, yeah, let's see. I could put it against my white skin. You can see, well, basically, it looks like black sand, but like I have a little bit of regular sand.
Where's the magnet?
Well, this is one magnet here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and it's just like, you can clean your magnet off, you can stick it in there, and then boom, goes the dynamite. Like, I don't know.
There's a lot of it. Some of it's just black.
I intend on getting a giant jar. I mean, I want a big giant thing of it. I mean, you can get iron filings everywhere in the world, right? But it's just like super easy here. I want to see what happens if I burn it. Like, can I make my own iron? What is iron file? Like, I mean, I don't know. What are you going to do with like an iron? You could have. Well, I don't want to burn all of it. Some of it I just want to have and do. I don't know. Like, I'll do experiments with it, but
yeah. Sabino and I just played around with it, and he enjoyed the experimentation. That's my son.
Yeah, it can't be bad. It's got to be good stuff.
Right.
And I mean, I've been having a little bit of a rock hoarder problem. I don't know what I'm going to do with all the rocks that I've collected. I have a whole jar of rocks over there, but I've collected like amazing shells and rocks.
Yeah,
and
coral. Yeah.
And oyster shells. So, we'll see.
Yeah, so we still have some more meditations to do. We still have some more intentions to do, and UFO watching, and maybe some turtles.
Yes.
I think that's on our agenda for the next couple of weeks.
Yep, I think so too. I think that these are all things that, I don't know. I think everybody should get into this stuff because it's if you want to, because it's out there, and it's definitely. Well, I mean, like, some of this stuff isn't out there for everybody because you have to be by a beach or something like whatever, but you have your own like nature sort of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. So what do you do to connect? Write in, contact us. What do you do?
Oh yeah, and please subscribe because
why not?
Why not? Yeah. Right. Okay.